like some people are more inherently just more conscious than others. Like I've been working with some teenagers lately, 17, 18-year-old, struggling with a lot of anxiety, school load, work, and just life in general. And some are just, they're so in tune with their body, they're so conscious, and others are just, I don't know where they're at. Can you explain why would one be so aware and one just not, even if in the same family?
Right. So we always have to look at the genetic thing, like 'cause some people are going to come in with different skills,
Okay.
but more than the genetics, it seems, there's always that nature and nurture, right? If the ACE studies continue to be true, the nurture part seems to play way more a part in the human condition than anyone had ever thought. And then, of course, that's a good thing because it brings in all the core of the spiritual teachings. What you do to my brother, you also do to me. And those early effects seem to go a long, long, long way when we're talking about the nervous system. So we may be able to trace a lot of that back too, Okay. And of course, some people genetically are born more sensitive, and we believe, those people feel things more deeply than others, right?
Yes,
There's folks like the highly sensitive person and others that have identified that, and I know you're one, I know I'm one, that we felt things more. We didn't always have a way to express it, right? We have, if it's told true, what the neuroscientists say, that we have these sort of mirror neurons where we actually mirror everything that's going on from our parents, good or bad. And then we don't know what to do with it, hence why you would go numb. What am I going to do with this sensation? And so literally, almost you shut down those connections, and there's a certain thing in neuroscience is like basically if you, neurons that fire together, wire together, and ones that basically don't, you don't develop the connection. So if you don't reinforce the connection, it breaks down. Hence, you can understand that from a pianist that, you're the best in the world. Why do you practice 8 hours a day? Or you're a dancer. So you keep reinforcing that pathway to keep it open. And if you don't, you lose it. Or you never develop. For the most cases, we realize that humans never really develop these areas. And basically our ticket out of hell seems to be this prefrontal cortex or third eye that doesn't get developed even until really usable, we think anyway. I'm sure it's online, but till 20s or 30s. And then it becomes a ticket out. And you could also see why a lot of quote-unquote religious schools, whether it's in Kabbalah or many of the others, they didn't really introduce humans to the sacred schools, the mystery schools, the spiritual schools, until you reach a certain age. Because you might not even have that tool to comprehend that, right? That the frontal part isn't online, and you don't know what you're doing. And the part about thought is, which we know too, is our thoughts really do matter, and our thoughts can really shape the brain. Because we used to think that, hey, your thoughts and your brain, everything were just, was preset, that you can't change the brain. And the new school of thoughts is that thoughts, your mind can change your brain.
What about the workings of fabulous Louise Hay about, sir, if I can change my mind and thoughts, I can change the condition. I mean, how is that? That really?
Well, that was kind of, it was, I guess, in the New Age place, it was kind of interesting, but in the long run, it really doesn't play out. Like if you check those people over time, I mean, have you less arthritic pain? Do you sleep better? Are you a better lover? Are you more compassionate? It doesn't, it was super, super basic. It's the difference between kindergarten and graduate school. They're both, they're an introduction, right? But they're really fundamentally very, very different, where one, you really develop useful schools.